Okay, gang, welcome to the most important ranking ever. No, maybe not the most important, but look, quite a few weapons have been added since I last did this. I've used a lot of weapons, I've learned some things. I'm always learning in Helldivers, it makes you a better player. So, let's just jump right into it. So this is more so my ranking of the weapons, not so... This is less objective and more so how I view the weapons. So, the OG Liberator. Oh, also, before we jump in, I'm just gonna rank this assuming you customize it how you like it. So this is not like just default state of the weapons. This is just like, just assume you're maxed out. If the weapon supports customization, I assume you've customized it, turned into a laser beam or however you like it. So the OG Liberator, still a C. Still the workhorse. Still one of the best weapons for starting in a game I've ever used in my life. Next up we have the Lib Pen. This weapon will see you through the darkest of times. I mean, it's the first medium pen weapon you get. It's good, it's got a decent mag. It's even better when you get a drum mag. Definitely a B tier. Lib Concussive. So I used to put this in F. I'm gonna be honest, I have used it a few times. Minus when the game came out. I used it when it first came out too, because, you know, when Helldivers 2 came out, a lot of people were running around with the Steel Veterans weapons, because look what I got, I'm special. Anyway. Great weapon that fulfills its niche. Not a great overall weapon, but a great weapon for filling a certain niche. You want to protect the team? This might be your thing right here. This and a stim pistol player would be like a wet dream for a Helldiver. Protects you by stunning the enemies around you and then hits you with the stim pistol so you can run away. True hero. D tier. It's finally moving up in the world. Okay, so this is going to be a little crazy. Okay, this is a little crazy. Liberator Carbine. It's growing on me. I already loved it. I'm going to give it B tier. Top of B for now. I think it's a great weapon. It's pretty much the stalwart. Do with that information what you will. The 1-2. The newest primary weapon we have in the game right now with our underslung launcher. And honestly, it's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't have as many grenades as the grenade pistol, but you run the supply pack, you get your sidearm back practically, because I know on the bug front, most people are kind of just stuck running the grenade pistol, unless they have like the autocannon or quasar, blah, 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 you know. Great weapon. I don't like it more than these two. I think it's definitely a B tier. But again, this is just for me. Again, I have to stress that this is just for me. I know the 1-2 probably should be an A tier as an objectively better weapon. Okay. I like the Killzone rifle. I always have. I like Killzone proper. The lack of a scope does hurt. But most people that I know that play this game are not jumping in first person if they have the iron sights on. They're just using third person. C tier above the Liberator standard. Sorry, Pacifier. Look, Arrowhead, if for some crazy reason one of the devs see this video, if I've been blessed by the algorithm, will you please just buff it to like 70 damage, 60 damage, as much as a Liberator Penetrator? I beg you. I'm not even going to say anything besides this. Look, Coyote's broken. Always has been, always will be. Alright, there you go. It's a great weapon. The Halo AR, this is a banger. Even better for LARPing purposes. If you go to the Squid Front, expect to find a lot of these. Tenderizer, A tier. Grows on me every time I use it. I mean, look. I used to be a medium armor pen snob, but then I remembered when I first started the game I knew how to aim, so I've just practiced aiming again, and it's one of the best weapons in the game to me. It hits hard. It goes through ammo fast, but that's okay. Either run a supply pack if you can't shoot, or just take a walk and find a point of interest. There's always ammo around the map. There's enough ammo around the map for all 4 people. You can probably get away without calling a supply drop in. Adjudicator, I'll always love this weapon. Always have, always will. Another one of my 5th weapon I maxed out. The Standard Diligence. Attention, medium armor pen bros. Give it a shot. It's fun. Light armor pen weapons are fun. They require some skill to use. That's fun. Okay? I know you're thinking, well, actually, medium armor pen is quite essential for fighting the bots. Yes. Fighting the bots, maybe. That being said, though, this weapon can still pop heads on the Devastators, and then you run your rocket launcher to blow up tanks. So, null and voided. Squid Front, it's like having a semi-auto rifle, which is fun. Especially if you turn this into like a combat rifle, like taking off the sniper's gonna put on like the reflex or something. It's kind of like having the FAL from Modern Warfare 2 in the good old days. It's a fun weapon. Big fan. It's grown on me. It's almost maxed out. I've been running it a lot. B tier. Diligence counter sniper. I mean, this really is the diligence, but better, but it's not as fun because it's easier. That's been my new thing as I play anymore. I've been trying to use the weapons that aren't quote-unquote good, and I've been coming to realize they're actually secretly kind of good, some of them. So I've been enjoying them more. That's why that's up more. This is still a great weapon, B tier. The Deadeye, grown on me immensely. Constitution after the Omicron run, still F tier. You thought, right? Look, just give us the stripper clip. It'll probably be a D tier then. That's it. That's all we're asking for. So the amendment. I secretly love this weapon. I really do. It's in my top 5 weapons, like no joke. It hits hard. The ergonomics go crazy. There's a freaking bayonet on the thing. I know it's light armor pen. Again, medium armor pen snobs are like just... There's probably already been like 27 self-deletions. I've probably caused the computer to get thrown across the room. Watch this. That's right. I'm putting this thing in A tier. I love it. I love it. The Defender. I was never a huge SMG user, minus the Reprimand. It's not bad. And I don't think it's bad because the weapon right next to it's what I'm currently grinding. C tier. I like the Pummeler. I always have. It's not as good as it used to be. It used to stun them a lot quicker. But this is the weapon that has saved me more than a couple times in a pinch. I think it's decent. I think if you haven't used, you should give it a try. Genuinely. Alright, next up is the Reprimand. I used to hate this thing. I don't know why. I really used to not like this thing, though. Maybe it was the ergonomics issue. Maybe it was a skill issue. It was probably a skill issue. It's a great weapon. Definitely deserving of a high B tier. Okay, the Knight. This is practically a one-handed stalwart. Do with that information what you will. And it has a damn fine looking wooden grip. Consider that extra drip points. That being said, this is not my go-to weapon. I've only used the Knight a handful of times. Look, I understand it's for like just spraying enemies down, but like you can just run a sidearm to do that and maybe take a better primary. I think there's a playstyle for the Knight. It's just not my playstyle, or I haven't discovered it yet. If there's any Knight fans in the comments, please tell me how you've run this weapon without the shield in the past. D tier, sorry. Sorry, Knight bros. Okay. Pretty much the Bison from Modern Warfare 3. This is a kill zone weapon. One-handed. High rate of fire. I like it more than the Knight, which is crazy. I know what you're thinking already. It's like the same thing. It's not the same thing. Because if you have the Hellgast arm, you actually secretly enjoy this weapon more. No, but this is another D tier weapon. I do love it, but it's only really kind of viable on the squid front. But if you know me, you know I'm a big Illuminate diver. Probably because it makes all the weapons viable there, which is fun. That's how a sandbox should be. All the weapons should be viable on your front. I know what you're thinking. There's probably going to be someone right now. Well, actually, Mr. Shadow Strider, did you know every weapon is viable on every front? Like, yes, we get it, Chief. But in no good conscience would I drop... The day I randomly jump into a bot lobby running around with the Knight, I would feel bad. A super hell dive? Like, I'm trying to help the team, not like waste their reinforces. Okay, the Halo SMG. You've heard my opinion on the suppressors in the past. I think they work semi as intended. I think people rip on them too hard. Look, I just don't think it's that good. I know it's crazy to say this, but like I think every weapon in the Halo Warbond should have been medium armor pen. I know that that's crazy to think a weapon like this should have medium armor pen, but here's my reasoning. Okay, if this weapon can blow through brute armor in Halo 3 ODST, why can it not rip through robots or rip through medium armor pen bugs? You know, I'm just saying. Maybe that's me being a Halo player. I don't really like this weapon. I think it's a waste of a pick. F tier for me. I don't use it much. All right, next up we have the Pummeler. Again, I'm not, everyone that knows me knows I'm not a huge shotgun player, minus a few. It has some stagger force. It's rounds reload, which I would argue makes it pretty good. That all being said, I think it's a D tier. I think there's much better shotgun choices. Next up is the slug variant, F tier. I don't think Helldivers is really a game where slug rounds shine, personally. Just because the sheer amount of chaff. Like, at least you can fire a shotgun into a crowd, hit everything. Like, a slug round, like, yeah, you might kill the one scavenger, but what about the 32 other ones coming your way? Now here's a weapon that can take care of them, the cookout. Stagger force, and does flame damage. This is like the shotgun coyote if it was light armor pen. B tier. The double freedom. The double freedom. So look. I know there's a lot of people that always wanted the break action to be able to be a primary. This is pretty much that. It's just better than the break action that you can find on the map. Not entirely sure why it's medium armor pen, because the Halo shotgun I'm pretty sure fires a larger caliber. I could be wrong. I'm just saying it's not really my go-to. So look, the weapons in F tier for me, like, look, let me just say it right now. They're either weapons I don't use or I've just forgotten to use, or weapons I just don't like to use that much. This is nothing an insult to the weapon. It's a great weapon. I've seen clips of it. It shreds. It's just not one of my go-tos. Same with the Halo shotgun. I've used it 2 times. Big fan of the Holtz, top of C tier. The Breaker had its day in the sun. You gotta drum mag and bring Siege Ray to even try to have fun with this weapon, in my opinion. D tier. Okay, so this is a weird one. The Breaker Spray and Pray, I find myself using more and more. On the Illuminate front, at least. It does clean up the Voteless Hordes. It can absolutely destroy a flesh mob. If you know what you're doing and you aim center mass and like bounce all around, you'll ice the hedge real quick. Breaker Spray and Pray, congratulations, you've reached C tier. Can we get an applause? Breaker Incendiary, I think as more and more people catch on to how good the cookout is, I feel like I see the Breaker Incendiary less and less. Like, yes, it does fire damage. Yes, it has a bigger mag, but there's no stagger. And it's not rounds reload. I think rounds reload is the way to go with a shotgun. As long as you just keep reloading, you're not going to run out of ammo. This, you do have to reload eventually. This was great in a time when we had no flame shotgun. But now we have a better flame shotgun. D tier. Okay, look, you already know. Exploding Crossbow S. Eruptor. Even if I hated those weapons, the amount of hours I've played using them could never, could never rise above how good it is. Yeah, that didn't even make any sense. Like, they're great. They're great. They're goated weapons. Blitzer, S tier. I love the Blitzer. Always have, always will. It's satisfying. So, when I was maxing out the Scythe, it showed me just how decent the weapon is. I don't know if it's been like secretly buffed over the year, or the year the game's been out, or what. When it first came out, I did not care for it. I was a Liberator purist when it first came out. That or like the Scorcher were my go-to weapons when all we had were Steel Veterans and the default. But it absolutely demolishes on the bot front. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is a head popper. It catches enemies on fire. It is light armor pen, but it's a laser. You can just keep it going where you need to. You pretty much have infinite ammo. It's decent on the bug front. It's surprisingly effective on the Illuminate front. And if you're a laser maxer, Scythe, Laser Cannon, and the Laser Dog, 3 laser beams in one build goes crazy. The Scythe, unironically, is getting put up to low B tier. I had a blast using it. I think it's slept on. The Sickle, I used to think really highly of it. But over the many hours I've played, I've liked it less and less. Like, it's good if you don't have anything like it at the time. But as they buff the bullet weapons more and more, the Sickle's niche is destroyed more and more. Like, when it was first around, it was good because it was infinite ammo. It hit pretty hard because all the weapons kind of hit around the same, so you didn't notice how weak it was. But, like, I think the Liberator's up to 110 damage now. It used to be, like, 70. And the Sickle is 55, so you didn't notice as much. But, like, if I can take a Voteless head off in one shot, and the sickle, it feels like it takes 2, I'm gonna run the Liberator. I hate to put it there. Okay, now, everything I just said is thrown completely out the window with the double-edged sickle. Probably still my favorite weapon to use next to the Erupt. Yeah, that's pretty accurate for my S-tier weapons so far. The double edge can do light, medium, and heavy armor pen. It's satisfying. It sounds fun. It is fun. It's a great weapon. It does everything I wish the sickle could do. If I want to fight overseers, I just got to keep the sickle heated up. That's all I got to do. If I want to kill a charger to the front, which it takes a while, granted, it takes a while. But still, if I want to start penetrating Bile Titan heads and all with it, like, I can. That's what makes a double-edged sickle so fun and satisfying. It's exciting. And I will say this. If you have the fire armor and the double-edged sickle, you probably won't ever want to run the regular sickle ever again. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I have no incentive to run the default sickle ever again. Because I have the right war bonds, I have the equipment, I know what boosters to take. The double edge doesn't really start hurting you until you go into heavy armor pen mode, if you have the vitality booster and the flame armor. So I can pretty much get my light armor pen and medium armor pen. So why would I want to run the sickle? Also, fun little thing about the double edge sickle, I think it's the only laser weapon that benefits from the high or the intense heat environmental factor, because the hotter this thing gets, the more armor pen it does. So why would you not want to get up to medium armor pen quicker, whereas the other laser weapons suffer in intense heat? If that makes sense. Let me zoom out here for a second. Okay, moving on. So thanks for coming out to my TED Talk about the weapon. Next up we have the Plaz Scorcher. Big fan. So here's the thing. I didn't like this when I first used it. Here's what my original loadout used to be when I first started, like when I maxed out the War Bond. I would run this, the Hero of the Federation armor, which I ran for a long time. Was it Hero of the Federation? The all-white armor. I used to run that a lot. Like, that was my go-to. I felt like a hero wearing that, because you are a hero when you wear that. And I would run the, pretty much the G18, the full auto pistol, the Redeemer, I think it is. Or maybe it isn't. I just call it the G18. I can't help it. What was my support weapon? I think I used to... You know what it was? I would run the Stalwart and Eats. That was my OG loadout. I might have to bring that back for a video or something. Like, just using all Helldivers mobilized gear. Oh, and I ran the frag grenades, too. I was always a frag enjoyer. But I've used it again. I've realized I just didn't know what I was doing back then to utilize this thing properly. It's a phenomenal weapon. Definitely a middle of B tier weapon. Okay, Punisher Plasma. I think this is arguably one of the most misunderstood weapons in the Helldiver arsenal. It's a giant glob of plasma. I think that some people are probably shying away from that. I think it's a great weapon. It's a huge blast radius, so it's a great crowd control weapon. Much like the Purifier, you just don't let them get close and you'll be okay. Give it a try, B tier. Purifier is still a meta weapon. I've actually come to not like using it as much because I've seen so much of it. Like, I've seen that many tryhards run this weapon that I've just not liked it anymore. Probably the best B tier weapon I'm going to put here. Another slept-on weapon. I was wrong, and I'm going to eat my words now. I think I was calling this one of the worst weapons in the game for a while. This thing hits hard. A full mag does like 1,000 plus damage. That's insanity. If you want to be a sniper, just give it a try. C tier. Variable. The more I use it, the more I wish I was done using it. Like, sometimes I love it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I like to use the full volley mode and send myself flying, sometimes I don't. I think it could really benefit from an angled foregrip. The ergonomics on this thing are horrendous, which is unfortunate because I think that's one of the things that hurts it the most, because it does hit kind of hard when it does hit. It's like so it fires pistol rounds, so it's like a super SMG. That's the crazy thing. I didn't know that for a while. I thought it was rifle rounds. So it's pretty much an SMG on steroids. Just not with the ergonomics of it. I mean, I'm ready to max out and be done with it. D tier. Torture is an S tier for me. I love flames. I love flames in this game. So the Dominator. I've been critical of it in the past. I've been supportive of it, I think, a couple times. I think I officially understand how to use it. You just have to grind the ergo on it, and it really does kind of almost start to feel like a bolt gun. It's just not a chaff clearing weapon. It's kind of like, maybe not the heavier specials, but any medium special, this thing will just erase. So, you just gotta find another weapon to pair it with in your loadout that can get rid of chaff, and then maybe bring a stratagem for the heavies, and you have a pretty fun loadout on your hands. I recommend the Dominator, another weapon that's going up in the list. Okay, look, we're on to the sidearms. The default pistol's fun to fire real fast. Other than that, I still think there's much better choices like this one. Okay, now that those two are out of the way, that's probably not ever going to change where they are. So this was the Superstore weapon when Force of Law dropped. It fires guided rounds, which is very cool. However, it seems that as every other pistol gets buffed, this one is never touched. It does 80 damage, which is even less than the default pistol. So you have to fire a lot of rounds in the guided mode. You can also try it on unguided and just use it like a regular sidearm, but unless you want to be like RoboCop, I don't see a reason to run this. I would actually argue this might be the worst sidearm in the game. No joke. Because, like, once you see past the gimmick, there's really nothing. Look, also, it's medium armor pen, but that's fine because there's already a much better medium armor pen sidearm. I think the standard pistol is actually better than this. I used it like a couple games on all the fronts, just was not for me. So this is my favorite sidearm. Okay. Look, it's practically the Desert Eagle. Medium armor pen, you can fire it real fast. It saved my life many times being knocked over by an Illuminate Overseer. If you mag dump the leg, you're gonna get a kill. Or you hit them in the head, you get a 2-hit kill. Big fan, A tier. Halo pistol, A tier purely for the LARP. The Senator is an S tier. I still don't really care for the Bushwhacker. I've tried to like it. I've used it again a couple times. I just cannot justify bringing a shotgun, like pretty much having a sawed-off shotgun as my sidearm. Like, yes, it's gonna erase the bug that gets close to me, but I feel like I'm already messing up if the bugs are that close to me, you know? Just never a fan of it. Maybe that is the worst sidearm in the game. Crisper, S tier, you know me, we love flame. The Laz dagger. Look, I like the dagger. I think it's a slept-on sidearm. It's like a mini scythe. I think a lot of people dismiss it the second the second people see the word beam. I think people just are turned off by it, which is crazy because beam weapons are good. Just give it a try. Laz pistol, A tier, so freaking good, so satisfying. Ah yes, the plasma pistol, the Truth Enforcer's trusty dissident eraser. I will always, always, always love the Loyalist. It's the Senator might be my favorite sidearm, but I've had so many more fun moments with the Loyalist. Stim pistol's an S tier. I mean, people love you when you use it because you're being a good teammate. Grenade pistol, A tier. I'm just so sick of having to use it on the bug front. Like, it's so good at filling its role that it's hard to pick another thing, you know? Ultimatum, S tier. It will always be fun. It will always be fun just erasing things. We're almost there, boys. Melee weapons, the sword. Probably the drippiest melee weapon. The axe is not as good. So here's the thing. Now all the melee weapons do medium armor pen, so I don't think there's a reason to even run the machete, because that was the gimmick. That it does, I think it should do heavy armor pen. It's a big-ass machete. Give it a reason that it swings slower. F tier, I don't enjoy my runs with it. I mean, if you want to be a Spartan, like a Thermopylae Spartan, this is your go-to. This and the shield goes disgustingly crazy. B tier. Stun baton, for when you feel the need to beat a dissident into the ground while shocking them to death. C tier. Alright, let's just get grenades over with. Pineapple, this thing was dog shit when it came out. Now it's one of my favorite grenades. I just wish it did more damage. A tier, incredibly satisfying. Dynamite is so much more fun. Another S tier. The frags have always stood by. If the frag has no lovers left, I've been turned into a voteless. High explosive, there's still a niche that this will always fill. It's just a great overall. It's like John Grenade. Okay, now the regular incendiary, the one you have to pull the pin on, I think it's better. I really do, because you get an initial explosive, and then it becomes like a flame grenade. So it actually kind of does 2 types of damage, which I think is phenomenal. Impact grenades, this used to be the grenade. I think this was Polar Patriots. Like, this used to be the grenade to run. There was no reason not to use this. Like, it destroyed bile spewers and all. But me being ever the Helldivers contrarian, I didn't really run it. Flame incendiaries, they are fun. I do find myself using them very often, but they're just not as good as the incendiary proper. Stun grenade I was never a fan of. C tier. Need I say more? War crimes. Okay. I love the shock grenade. I think this might be one of the least used grenades in the game, next to maybe smoke and stun, which I think is crazy because it's everything the stun grenade can do, and it kills. And it bounces around. So if you throw this in the middle of a horde... Okay, picture this. There's a horde of voteless in the street. You throw the grenade to the left. You get a lucky bounce and it goes to the left. You just pretty much took out the whole horde of one grenade. Versus like a flame grenade, you know... You might kill them, but they're still going to keep chasing you. Maybe you don't kill them at all. Gas grenade, I mean, I'm not even going to say anything else. The gas grenade is just... Need I justify the gas grenade? It's awesome. Seekers are B tier. I didn't mean to put them up that high. It's not like it really matters anymore. This is just kind of where I see them. I know I move some things around, but that's ridiculous. Smoke grenade, sorry, F tier. Urchin grenade, F tier. Thermite, S tier. I call them mini firework grenades. That's just what I call them. I know it's not what they're called, but they are phenomenal. And the throwing knife's another S tier. So this is just my list. This is my managed democratic list of weapons I enjoy using. Like I said, I'll reiterate right now, because maybe some people skip to the end. This is by no means a ranking on how good they are. This is just how I enjoy them. I'll probably do a list down the road again when we get another war bond of like the weapons, actually how good they are per front and all again. Put some effort into it. But yeah, thanks for coming out. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.